Hey everybody, if you don't know who I am, my name is Shalonda Marie, otherwise known as Shorty. Um, Thanks for joining my channel, or even watching me, just even if it's for a little bit. I appreciate it. The reason I'm making this video is just because I've had some things in my mind lately. Um, Everybody's human, right? So we all go through changes and trials and tribulations, right? So I'm in the midst of mine right now. Um, just been going through a lot, and I had a dream recently, and honestly it's changed a lot for me internally. Like I feel different. I feel not right with myself, um, which is causing me a lot of like internal battles, needless to say. But so I'm just gonna get into it. um, just what's the word, background on me, um, before people are just like, oh, it's just a dream. I've grown up having pretty insane dreams. Pretty intense dreams, lucid from a young age. As young as I can remember, I have always had pretty intense dreams. But growing up, I never really realized how profound these dreams really were, how important maybe they really were for me to pay attention to. I just thought like, man, does anybody else have any of these type of dreams? And I would talk about them to friends, and friends would just think like, no, that's pretty crazy. Like nobody has dreams like that. So, but over the years, just growing up, I've learned how to not train, because it's kind of hard. It really is hard to train your mind to lucid dream when you want, on command. It's fucking impossible. Excuse my language. But I've gotten better at remembering. That was a big thing. Oh, don't mind my cat. She just does her thing. Okay, so yeah, I've actually taught myself over all of these years growing up how to really remember dreams, especially if they're really profound and really like intense and lucid. I had to train myself, because I would wake up and just think like, holy crap, I have to write this down. And that was what I would do first. I would write down dreams. I would write it in my journal, write it in my journal, in my notebook, piece of paper, whatever was on my side, as soon as I would wake up, because I wanted to, like, I needed to remember. I felt like I had this need to. And so that's how it kind of all came about to me. But my dreams, I've had a lot of dreams come to life, and that's whenever it started becoming like an eye-opener for me. Like, holy crap, like this is more than just deja vu. Like I'm literally dreaming of things that are happening, and not like crazy life things like with the world or when anything like that. Like I've had crazy dreams with the world, like don't get me wrong, and God forbid it comes true. But I mean, like with my own personal life, people I've met people in my dreams, and I met them like 5 years later, or I ran into them, or I've just passed by them, and I'm like, holy crap, I know that person from somewhere. And then it'll dawn on me later on, like, I dreamt of that person. I don't always necessarily meet them or make my way to go and purposely meet them. Sometimes it happens and sometimes it don't. And if I see them, if they're just a pass by, I just let it be, just think like, I don't know, for some reason maybe in another life me and that person have crossed paths, or we were interchangeable. But anyway, so this dream, let's talk about the reason why we're even here, right? So in this dream, I was called forth to a council. I was part of a council, but I wasn't at my seat at the council for this time being. And in my dream, I was sent here amongst 12 other beings, to talk about me. I pretty much was in trouble. These beings that were amongst me were different beings from different timelines, galaxies, dimensions, Earths, planets, you name it, they're not of Earth. Put it this way, they really aren't from Earth. They're nothing close to being human. The best way I can describe, each one was different. Some were of solid form, some were of not, some just were of light. Like, for instance, me, looking down at myself, right now, I was made of light. I didn't have my human form. I was not a human body. I was just an entity, I want to say, an entity of light. So the higher being, the one that was in charge, he called the whole meeting to order, and it was pretty much to talk about how I am in trouble. I lost sight of my duties here on Earth, and what the entire purpose, the reason why I was even sent here. I wasn't sentenced. I was sent here for a lifetime, one human lifetime, and my job was to gather just information, all data of the human form, from physical to emotional to neurological, everything. And then once my time here was done, then I was to go back and give pretty much a full report on everything, everything of being human. And apparently, one of the biggest risks of coming to Earth, when being sent to Earth, is getting infected, is what they would say. Getting infected and becoming being infected by these worldly customs and way of thinking. And that's why I pretty much got called, just because I was effing up. I'm fucking up. I have allowed myself to completely be engulfed by a human itself. The whole thing, the whole worldly aspect of everything, and that's a big no. They were pissed at me. Like, they were pissed at me. And I wanted to ask them so bad, like, can y'all remind me of what my missions exactly were? Like, exactly my missions? Because I had missions. Like, not only was I just supposed to gather data, but I had an actual purpose here on Earth, like an actual mission. And I shit you not, guys, since then, it's been, like, eating at me. What is it? You know, I was talking to my dream to one of my friends, not a close friend, but, you know, just somebody that I was sharing this with, and they kind of gave me they blew it off in a sense where they're just like, shorty, it's just a dream. Chill out. You're stressing over this too much. And that really kind of saddened me, because it was just like, fuck you. And no one disrespect, but I mean, honestly, I can't really stress enough on how much this dream really affected me. I know this dream from the beginning to the end. From the beginning to the end, when I woke up, they sent me back, right? He would just like, go back, and I came back. And it was a blink of an eye. But when I woke in my body form, in this present day physical form, I still felt out of body. And I don't know if any of y'all has ever astral projected or anything like that before, but if you have, then you kind of understand what I'm talking about, of really feeling out of body, but still being here in present state. It's if you've never done it before, if it happens, it's kind of scary. The very first time, you don't know what the fuck is happening. You don't know how to explain it, but if you have experienced this and it's something that you practice, then you understand, how this kind of goes. And I'm not some master projector or anything like that. Please don't assume that I am. It's just all of my projections have kind of happened without me really even trying. this is on the level of my dreams that I talk about, things that I experienced. And yeah, I've purposely tried to astral project, and I've accomplished sometimes, but this is not an all the time thing is that what I'm trying to say is when I woke up in the morning in my present day state, I literally was still out of body, and I'm thinking of what happened. It was real. It was real. And I know people are gonna say that I'm crazy, and you can call me crazy, you can call me this and that. I don't care, and I don't mind. This is just a video based on my dream / not a dream. I don't know how else to really talk about this. I need to talk about it. I've written it down. I've written about it, but I feel like it's just not enough. I feel like I'm failing. Like I really truly feel like I'm failing. And whether it had been just a metaphor on just my life in general, like maybe I do feel like I've lost sight, on what I should be doing. But that's the thing, is that I don't exactly know what I'm supposed to be doing. And it's kind of the most frustrating and ugly feeling. And I don't wish this upon anybody, to feel this way, to feel lost. And I do. I have a lot of passions, I have a lot of loves for things, but nothing really truly resonates with me. And I can't understand why. It really pisses me off, and it makes me feel like less than. And I know I shouldn't feel that way. I know that, think positive, and I do. I'm if you know me, you know that I'm a very positive person, and if you don't know, you'll figure it out soon enough, This is just me speaking from my heart and really speaking within, like right here. Me speaking human. We all get here. We all find these places sometimes in our lives where we feel really alone, and we feel, even when we're not alone, we have friends and we have family that love us, and I really do. I have amazing friends and awesome family. I have a great support system, but it still feels lonely. And not lonely in the sense of physical realm. Not in this physical state I feel lonely. I'm content with being alone. I'm content with living on my own. I'm content. I can be days, weeks, on my own, and I'm fine. That doesn't bother me. I love being with myself. You know what I mean? I love it. I love it. It's another sense of loneliness, and I don't know how to necessarily describe it. It's just, I feel lost. I feel like stuck. Like, what is my purpose? And ever since this dream, it's just like, shit. Maybe I am a higher being. Maybe I am something really not of this realm, because I've never felt ever in this life attached to this world. Ever. I've never felt attached to this world. I'll never forget one time when I was a little girl, I flat out told my mom that she wasn't really my mother. Imagine, your daughter just telling you, like, hey, Mom, you're not really my mom. Just letting you know. Like, thinking, like, excuse me, girl. Like, I gave birth to you. Yes, you are. That's the look that my mom gave me. She just gave me the look like, oh, okay, mija. And just kept, we were at the grocery store. And I just came up to her and I told her, I was like, Mom, you're not my mom. I have another mother, but she's not from here. And my mom gave me that face, and I disregarded it. But throughout my entire life, I've always felt out of place. Like, I don't necessarily belong. And I was never, honestly, that different from people in school. I got along with everybody for the most part. I never wanted to have bad blood between anybody, especially growing up in a small town. Like, you better get your shit together and just be cool with everybody, because you're gonna grow up with them. And what's the point of making enemies? You know, you don't have to be best friends with everybody, but you don't have to be enemies with anybody. You know what I mean? So that was never, it was never like I was super oddly cast out, I felt type of out of place. When I say all of these things, I don't mean any of these things in this physical realm. That's the thing, I don't know how to describe it to you. And if you know, or you feel like you know what I'm talking about, if you felt this type of way too, please comment and let me know, because I want to know if am I the only one? Am I fucking crazy, you know? Sometimes I feel like I'm fucking crazy, and I'm not.